You're listening to Founder Sessions, a podcast that helps people relate to the reality of startup life. My name is Carl Murray and I am a startup nerd. In each session, I will chat to entrepreneurs about their ideas, their stories, and the challenges they face throughout their journey. What's up everybody, and welcome back to another session of Founder Sessions. Joining me today is the CEO and co-founder of Poptop, Eugene Shestopal. Eugene is a serial entrepreneur with 10 years experience in the events and music industries before founding Poptop. Poptop is one of the leading event planning platforms on the UK market and the most advanced events marketplace in the world. I spoke to Eugene about his entrepreneurial journey. We spoke about how COVID and the war in Ukraine has affected Eugene, his team, and his company. We also speak about investment and how Eugene's relationship with his investors have helped Poptop grow through difficult times. All this and more in session 23 of Founder Sessions. This session could not be possible without our good friends at Northstar Ventures. Northstar Ventures is a VC firm investing in innovative solutions to help solve the most pressing societal issues we have today. They are a pre-Series A investor with ticket sizes between £100,000 to £1 million. They focus on building long-term relationships with their portfolio clients to see them through to exit. To learn more about Northstar Ventures, check out the link in the description of this session. Eugene, welcome to Founder Sessions. How are you doing today?
I'm really good, thank you.
Brilliant. So Eugene, let's get straight into it.
Sure.
Let's talk about your entrepreneurial background and your journey.
So where it started, I used to run a series of smaller businesses for some time. My first business was a series of vending machines, coffee machines. So I was starting in the uni and put coffee machine in the university. That was the first business. Then more developed towards my passion, which was music, entertainment. I used to manage events for around 10 years, running small events, big events, running record label, running not just parties and festivals, also doing some corporate events because they were bringing some really good revenue for us at that moment, and doing parties for my friends from time to time. So I did it for around 10 years, and then by kind of getting closer to this 10-year milestone, I started to realize there is something, with my experience, there is something bigger I can do, and I can do for friends, and just delivering something more exciting. What I was doing was very, very exciting. 3-4 parties a week. Believe me, very exciting, really hard to manage also with the lifestyle challenges. But so I got to the point where I realized there is something I can do more than that. And this is where we started working with some of my partners on the projects I had before. What can we do? Can we transform our experience into a bigger idea?
Very cool. And what was the gap between that sort of idea and then starting Poptop? Was it, this is the idea, this is Poptop, or was there a bit of a waiting time to get it off the ground?
No, we started Poptop. When we started Poptop, I quit the job I had. I quit most of the projects I had. I quickly realized I want to move full time. Had a bit of the money saving, which I spent, I think, 1.5 months to start working on the startup. But no, we started straight away. I think the idea has been in the kitchen for some time, brains working, and we felt I was around 28, and another business partner, he was mid-30s. So we realized we really want to start, if we want to pursue the idea that we absolutely believe in and we committed to, we should start doing this now, because we're not getting younger, the time is passing. Let's dedicate ourselves towards the idea we truly believe.
Yeah, and let's talk about PopTop. In a nutshell, what is it?
PopTop is a marketplace for extraordinary experiences for private parties. So if you're having a birthday party celebrating at home or in your garden, PopTop is the go-to place for you. You can find thousands of amazing experiences and services to take your party to the next level, to entertain, to wow your guests, to have an absolutely amazing experience. And not just that, but we also make the whole process really simple, easy, fast, seamless. So you don't have to be going through this hell of event planning. So this is the most hated phrase that we have in the team: event planning. When it goes towards having 20, 30 friends in your backyard, they shouldn't be event planning. They should be event enjoying, party enjoying. So that's what we do.
It makes sense. Even birthday parties. Think of all the things that you have to do to get a birthday party together. You have to reach out to friends, say, "Oh, are you free on this date?" Blah blah blah. What catering are we going to get? What kind of cake are we going to get? What's the theme? It's a lot of stuff. So PopTop bringing that all into one is. I bet you've got a lot of people saying thank you.
Yeah, we do, and actually, that was one of the reasons why I felt the passion towards this idea is that this realization when I was helping my friends organizing a party. So the first opportunity on the market I figured out is this can be easier. The whole process can be easier because after being in the business for a number of years, I could just make it organize everything really quick because I knew a lot of people. I had proper connections within the industry, so I could organize everything really fast. That was one reason, but the second reason was I realized a huge opportunity beyond what you can easily get. Something that even for some professionals is harder to reach, that requires a lot of work to be done, to shape it, to present it, to negotiate it with the performer, with the host. And when you do this for just one birthday party for 25 guests, it's that's gonna sound terrible, but it might not be worth it in the way of it might be just too expensive for the person, or you're just spending too much money. You're getting into this event planning nightmare territory. But what I realized, you can reach far and you can get really amazing experiences for private parties. And then if you can resell them to more people and let more people enjoy it, this is where I felt there is a lot of opportunity to create a company, to create a brand, and to develop.
It's really cool because I think everybody that plans these things, they're looking for a unique experience to put on for Instagram, for example. They want to be the best looking party on Instagram. So they are going to look for those unique experiences. Has there any from your customers that have stood out, those unique sort of experiences that you've looked at and said, that's a bit different?
Well, yeah, we've been working. So we have some crazy ideas in works, not all of them published, but we have some very I'm gonna tell one of the experiences. So that we recently went through onboarding into the platform and then presenting to our clients. So we've been working on barbecues, presenting barbecues for the summer season. The way we work, it's a little bit like fashion. We work with our suppliers to create, to promote their services, but with some suppliers where we see a lot of opportunity, we work with them closely, so we take it to the next level. We create something bigger, bolder, and work proactively with them to deliver this to the market. So we were working on barbecues lately a lot. and we have some amazing barbecues there. We have a supplier who's spent many years in the US learning the way how to barbecue the American way.
Okay.
And Americans, they're very precise. It's a big thing there. So he started a lot how to do things and how what's the best way and the sources. So he goes back. He worked, I believe, he worked for a while in the US, and he's got back to the UK, and he opened a butcher shop to supply just the best meat possible for the barbecues. And he started doing special sauces from the recipes that he learned across the US. And then he started the company to deliver barbecues for private events. So it sounds like, yeah, this is just barbecue, but in reality, this is not just barbecue. This is whole different thing. It's a completely different experience, very special experience, very interesting. I'm not gonna explain it. You gotta have this experience for you to enjoy it properly. But and we have a number of such suppliers. My favorite recent was we speaking with one supplier on the barbecue service that they sell through the platform, and his response was something like, "How dare you calling this barbecue?" And we're like, "Oh wow." It's incredible. So what they do is not a barbecue. What they do is smokehouse fine dining experience. So this is, you could call this barbecue, and we put it in the category of barbecue because we don't have, that's the only service we have for a smokehouse fine dining experience. But it's if you go through this is absolutely unbelievable. For what they do and the dishes as I believe even desserts they do on using the smokehouse setup that they have. It looks incredible, and all the ingredients that they use, they all very particular. They create charcoal from coconuts, because it gives this special flavoring, and they buy meat also from so these guys, they crazy, and it's a lot of crazy people who deliver crazy good experiences. So that's our job, finding those, helping them to promote them, that people understand the value, and then present it to clients and helping them to grow the business. I can go for hours. We recently had a new cocktail masterclass from one of our suppliers in London, which is whole new level. It's like three cocktail making based on three matters of earth. So you're doing one more earthy cocktail, which includes some special ingredients, one fire, and it's not cheesy. It's when you look at this, you're blown away. It looks amazing. It's like watching a movie or reading a book going through this. It's not just drinking, it's the whole different thing. So, which is very exciting, very exciting.
Yeah. But it's those experiences that people might not necessarily find, and you're unearthing them and putting them through this platform that they can, have a look at and get involved and get them at their parties. What I like is it's the story element as well. It's again that unique experience. We're getting this barbecue guy in. Oh, barbecue guy, not another barbecue guy.
I can do barbecue. Yeah.
But the unique thing is, it's like this guy's went to America. He's learned the American way. He's come back and he's doing it here. He's like, oh, that's amazing. Let's go to this party. I want to go to this party and try this food. It's amazing. Eugene, I love it what you're doing. And how did the business sort of adapt during the COVID times?
Well, it's been, there was, I'll start with, there was this, a bit of the saying that it was interesting time. Now, there was nothing interesting about this time for me. It was just pain, mostly. Yeah. For us, I think what worked for us, look, it was a challenge. It was a big challenge. We were in the very epicenter of this crisis, along with airplanes and flights and travel industry. We were just in the very epicenter. We weathered the storm. We kept the team. We kept delivering the product and developing the product. So what was important, we didn't move everyone to furlough at that time, because we understood that's road to nowhere. We used the furlough because we couldn't afford having all positions for 100% when there was virtually zero clients coming. But we kept the balance. We kept delivering the product. We proved very highly adaptable. We found couple ideas that worked pretty well for us during COVID. For example, I don't have the exact stats. It's hard to get those stats, but I believe we were one of the top suppliers of afternoon tea in this country during the COVID times, because the opportunity that we figured out on the market is when it comes more towards entertainment in food and celebration, you can't order this from Deliveroo or Uber Eats. And what we've seen organically, a lot of people started going to our website to try finding something for a celebration, even when they have to stay at home, but or send their friends or send their mom to celebrate whatever it is, whatever the occasion. So that worked for us quite well during the COVID times. We tried doing virtual experiences, parties too. My opinion works pretty well for corporates, but people got sick of it really fast. And already in May, we've seen a pretty significant decline of attention towards Zoom types of experiences. Again, corporates, great. General population, they just wanted to get out and not having another Zoom quiz or something. So because we were quite easily adaptable and we worked with our suppliers. So when we realized this opportunity with afternoon teas, for example, there were a couple other ideas that worked for us as well. So when we realized it, we were straight away, next day, we're back to our suppliers, caterers and chefs. Guys, look, we can't sell you for parties, but there is a huge opportunity if you start doing afternoon teas or this kind of celebration type food deliveries. And some businesses, they did incredibly well. We have a couple examples where guys went during several weeks, several businesses went from just cooking themselves at the kitchen and delivering on their own car to hiring two people to be delivering the orders, because it went just in a couple of weeks. It went crazy demand for those types of deliveries and this kind of catering. So yeah, we proved pretty adaptable as a product team, but also working with our suppliers and adapting to what's going on the market.
Yeah, it shows true strength of character to adapt to something that hasn't really happened before in our lifetime. You know,
Yeah,
hospitality took a huge
yeah,
and
unfortunately.
you saw them on the news saying, "Oh, we've had to get rid of stock and things. We can't sell it because we're short and all this things." And then people were adapting to, restaurants were doing, you drive up and you get your food and then you drive off, that sort of thing. So they try different techniques to keep surviving. And what I like about this particular story with PopTop is that you not only adapted yourself, but you helped your suppliers adapt as well. So I think that's brilliant to see. And it's just, you've come out the end, with a stronger relationship with clients and suppliers, and it's really great to see. Eugene, you're from Ukraine. I don't think I can not talk to you about what is happening in Ukraine at the moment. People seen on the news the devastation that Russia is causing to a beautiful city of Ukraine. I was saying the other day, the photos of Ukraine before and after, And I just thought to
Yeah,
myself, going, what a
Ukraine's
beautiful country.
very,
And
very.
yeah,
I
so
know that's subjective, but the most beautiful from my point of view. So as a Ukrainian,
yeah, but seeing those photos and it's just like the devastation that this horrible
yeah.
situation has caused. And for yourself, has it affected you as an entrepreneur? Has it affected your company in any way?
Well, of course, has affected us. We operate from the concept. We have part of the team in the UK. We have part of the team in Ukraine. Historically, this is how we've been developing for all the years that we exist. And that proved working really well for us. Have an incredible team in UK, have an incredible team in Ukraine too. Of course, it has affected from the point of developing the contingency plan and working towards what we can do to help our team members being safe and help them in any possible way, but also staying reasonable in terms of, for example, I'm sure Goldman Sachs or KPMG could do much more than we could because they bigger budgets. We a startup. We don't have a huge budget. So as far as I could wanted to do certain actions, not everything we could afford doing. So this is dealing with what we can do and what's going to make sense and what's going to actually help people because in such critical situations, what is very important is not just doing something, but doing something with a precise focus and what makes the biggest difference. So yeah, it's first is figuring out what's going on next, how we help our team members. Next, trying to figure out how do we operate further. Once we realized, okay, this is the time we can start going back towards operation. And again, this sounds terrible, but we have to go back towards the operation. This is we a business. We have to be delivering our growth, our developments, our support to our clients, everything. And in some way, a big advantage for us is that we could support our team members in need, but we could also support our team members beyond, because we got all together, we figured out how we going to work, and then set the new rules, set the new approach, and then got back to operations at some point. That hasn't been an easy journey. That's been rather painful. But we did it, and one of the biggest advantages of the team is maintaining the focus. It's dedication towards the company and believing in the idea and the future of the idea. When the bombs are falling all around you, not virtually, but pretty much that was happening to a lot of almost all of our team members. And the crazy thing, you keep working to delivering parties to the people in different countries. That might sound crazy, but at the same time, it's not just dedication towards the organization's dedication to the big idea that everyone is got a big belief in. So, yeah, we figured out how we're gonna work, set the new operations, and then started to work, and then it keeps affecting pretty heavily. We having there was one crazy moment there. It's just started, and we're having every Thursday we have a catch up with the executive team, where it's our financial director, me, our chairman, our business development director, and CTO Ignat, who's in Ukraine. And so first Thursday after the war started with the latest iteration, because again the really war started in 2014, it hasn't started in 2022, but This is Thursday, and we had our call as usual with Ignat, and he was showing from his balcony, from the building where he lives. He was just taking the laptop and going and showing the outcomes from the explosions in the city, and they're not too far. They like a couple 100 meters away. And yeah, that was crazy. It's still crazy. It still happens. We had a call with Nastya, our lead for marketing activities, and then you get a airstrike alarm, and then what you do, it's been happening, but it's more like a routine now. It's not less scary, but it's more like a routine because it's happening every day. So it's pretty significantly affected, but thanks to the dedication of the team, thanks to the because I think what is important, everyone is not just delivering their part, everyone is buying the future of the company, what we want to deliver, what are we there for, why we exist, why we're trying that hard. So we managed to get operations in the right directions, and I'm pretty proud to say now, looking back at last several months. Look, March was pretty significantly affected in terms of deliveries. So our roadmap got a bit pushed. We still kept doing something, but operations were pretty significantly affected. Now, looking back at June, May, I'd say we might be even in a better shape delivering some of the features we had planned in the roadmap that even before. So I'm pretty proud of that. Pretty proud how the team organized and kept delivering the plan. So
it's incredible. It simply is incredible. I mean, going through COVID, adapting to COVID, and helping suppliers and clients get through that, and then I know you said the war in Ukraine's sort of been 2014. It's been happening on and off, but it just seems like it's more significant.
Yeah, at a larger scale, for sure. Yeah.
But again, tackling a unique situation the way you have, literally moving meetings because of airstrikes and things. This is just something that in Britain that you just wouldn't think about doing in a startup, but you're managing it, and it's so inspiring. I don't think many people have your story, Eugene.
Well, that's probably. I'm really glad not many people had I don't want many people to have struggle with the industry being very affected and then their country being attacked. But I think I'm really pleased hearing that. Thank you very much. But I think that's the why we successfully went through. That's the organization, that the team that we gathered, that's dedication from everyone, even adapting our UK operations. We did a lot of that to support guys in Ukraine, and in many cases I didn't even ask doing something. People were coming with ideas. Why don't we start doing that? So it's gonna make it easier for the guys. Or let's do the fundraise. Let's do more donations. Let's speak if we can send something to Ukraine in as a parcel, as a delivery to support the guys. So that's really the team.
No, I think a lot of credit is due to everybody just stepping up during those times and coming together as a team to make a difference, not just as for the company but for what's happening. I think that's really awesome to see.
Agreed.
And Eugene, you've raised investment as well alongside all this. Through all this, through Northstar as well.
Yeah, that's also a sign for the belief coming from because look, if you'd say investors would not be bothered that half of the team is being in the country, being bombed and destroyed, that's not true. Everyone was concerned about that, and that shows. And of course, the first thought was, is that going to affect how our investors think and fail, and how they see the future of the company. And again, the important part, as the team shown the dedication towards the idea and the future that we want to deliver to the market with our company. Same approach came from investors. It's not that I haven't had no email communications or communications. Have you thought of that? Have you thought of this? And are we all doing the right thing? Are we managing all right? Of course, I had a lot of that. So it wasn't a blind trust. I was challenged a lot as a leader. Are we doing the right thing now? Is our contingency plan enough? And so on. But at the same time, I haven't had a single communication with investors like, maybe let's delay the investment until it gets a bit easier, or there wasn't a single communication like that. Everyone kept, we're doing this, and that was the end of the story. So Northstar is being very supportive. They helped a lot. DSW Ventures from Manchester, the same. They've been very, very supportive. Supported us through the process of fundraising. So yeah, we shown unity not at the level of the execution and delivery, but also at the level of board of directors and investors. They've been again we even raised more than we planned to, that we had in the plan. So more people committed towards investing, which was again incredible. People were, yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, it's good to know that, finding the right investor is so important. Find an investor that can help you with your raise, but also then beyond that, support you through those difficult times. Because again, you saw in the news that investors were just pulling money out of their portfolios and things, and kind of dropping the startups in it. But to have that support that you had from Northstar and DSW, I think it just shows that togetherness that is so important.
Yeah, that's an incredible response from both organizations, from our board of directors. I think what worked really well, we've been so both Northstar and DSW, their approach is there where they participate in the life of the companies they work with. They participate in life of their investees, and they help a lot. They challenge a lot. I would lie to say that we never had a heated debate on certain topics or how we wanted to develop. So definitely had a lot of that. But we have our formal boards of directors happening every month, which is again rather more unique for the companies at our stage, of our size. But throughout my thought is both DSW and Northstar, they build relationship with the companies they invest in, and so that helped a lot finding solutions in complicated situations like COVID or like the war in Ukraine. So because we built this relationship, we understood each other, had a dynamic happening at the boards that helped a lot. Going through pretty complicated times.
And I think a relationship like that in any case, having that back and forth of opinions and then coming to a solution that advances both parties, and having that good relationship that isn't afraid to sort of call each other out on decisions.
Yeah.
Because you have your view for where you want to take Poptop, your investors have their aims and objectives as well. But I think if you can still come out of the end of that being good friends, then that's a sign of a really good, strong relationship, and it feels like you have that with both your investors.
Exactly. It's I'd say quite often the view on the where the company is going, it's shared. It's the same view. It's more how do we get there, being more rather question. But yeah, agree. I think having this relationship, not having just strange people that you've seen once and then never spoken with again. Having people who know the company, they actively participate in the company's life even after the investment, and they both Northstar and DSW supported our development throughout COVID times too. We did investment round end of 2020 to mitigate cost of COVID on the revenue. So we were very confident in the recovery of the UK hospitality market, but we needed to get in our best shape for the recovery. So we don't lose our share of the market at least, or develop or deliver the solution that we had in our plan to be delivered. So both companies were pretty straightforward on the idea. Let's keep doing this. Let's keep delivering. Let's not hold any operations or projects. Of course, we reassessed the budget and we did a lot of that. But at the same time, we're delivering this. We're working on this. We're not jeopardizing the plan that we have for next 5-7 years.
I'm glad you brought up future plans, because I want to ask you your future plans investment wise. What are the aims? Or are you going for another round? Are you going to keep going, or are you just
we are about to start fundraising the next investment round, which is going to be more towards what usually would be considered usual Series A investment. It's been outstanding recovery of the market. We've been smashing the goals. Really happy with the performance this year. Finally, after 2020, finally we're seeing really good performance. We had occasionally summer 2021 was fine too, but I'm really happy with the dynamic. We are seeing a lot of opportunity ahead of us. Over the course of the last a little bit back to the future, 2019, 2020, we dedicated mostly delivering instant booking system for our platform, where we are the market where everyone else operates as a lead generation, and we only marketplace that operates instant booking, or what we call a true marketplace for parties and for events. So we dedicated 1920 delivering system, and then we dedicated then second part of 2021 and 2022 towards working on the services and experiences that we provide to our clients, working proactively with our suppliers, improving quality online, offline, everything. So very excited with how this went. So seeing a lot of opportunity growing beyond just helping suppliers generating more business, but truly growing their businesses where they can dedicate most of their time doing what they love doing, not doing paperwork, not doing admin, not submitting quotes for hours. So the dynamic over the last 6 years being everything before being very inspiring, but the dynamic over the last 6 years, it's the feeling like we've been working on a huge blockbuster movie, and we gradually so it's an incredible feeling now where we create things, where we deliver them to the market. Something works, something doesn't, that's fine, but the opportunity, what we realize, the opportunity to go to the market with something even better than existed before is huge. So that's been one of the directions we've been looking at, and definitely something we can strengthen with more investment. So we plan to go after the investment later this year, and gonna be even more exciting times, even more exciting releases. We plan to be doing almost like a release, couple releases every season, with the new services we worked on, in addition to the ones we had before. So keep your eye on PopTop. There'll be a lot of inspiring stuff going on.
Brilliant. You probably don't need it, but I'm going to wish you all the best
Thank you.
for your next race as well.
Thank you very much.
I'd watch that blockbuster movie. Yeah,
get it live. Get it live in your garden.
Yeah.
It's not just, it's no more on the screen. It's in your garden. It's live. It's happening.
Eugene, I've loved your time on the podcast.
Thank you.
What we like to do on the podcast near the end is we like to give back to the people watching, give back to fellow entrepreneurs. So please share some advice to the people watching and listening.
I think the main advice would be about choosing this route of the path of entrepreneurship wisely, in the way of you really need to be doing what you love and what you have true passion for. Not just because you got excited about the startup idea you read in the latest newspaper, or you've seen the app, not just because you're tired working in the office for someone. Oh, that's a good reason. Come on, that's a good reason. But entrepreneurship, it's sometimes it's way easier working in the office for someone else than being an entrepreneur. So again, look at a PopTop. We've been through COVID. We dealing with the full-scale war in our country. That's not fun. But we keep going. We keep delivering. We're delivering our growth plan. Which again, another point, our growth plan hasn't been affected by the war in Ukraine. We on the schedule, delivering the key milestones that we had, which I'm very excited about. So you really need to choose this path for the right reason, that you very passionate about delivering your idea in real life and seeing it growing and seeing it reaching a certain stage. Now, those stages might be different. You don't have to be targeting sell the company. Maybe it's a different idea. Maybe you running a smokehouse, fine dining smokehouse barbecue. Come on, that's not. How dare you call it barbecue? So maybe you're doing that and you make people happy. That's more than good enough. That's incredible. But you have to have the passion for doing what you're doing, because there will be a lot of hardship. There will be a lot of challenges. You'll be looking back at this. It was fun. It's some of that, not everything, of course. But if you don't have this passion, the whole idea will broke, and you're not. You will get back to where you were before. So really get through this. You need to have this complete dedication and passion. So that's the main thing. If you have it, you will learn, you will adapt, you will find a way to deliver when there is no way to deliver. You will find the right people, you'll find the right partners, you'll find the right team members. Even if you haven't done anything like that before, everything is possible, but only if you have this extra level of motivation. If you don't, at some point you'll be, well, why am I doing this? And here is where you start going down, and you can't afford having this. So that's the main thing. This is where it's not the new advice. Come on, it's not the new advice. It's probably every second person in your podcast is saying something like that. But I'd like to. So unfortunately, not the new advice. But at the same time, probably for looking back at our journey, one of the best advice I had back in the days.
Couldn't agree more. You know, you've got to love this journey because you have great days, you have bad days, you have unpredictable events that impact everything that you've gone through. You've got to love it though.
Yeah.
Eugene, like I said, loved having you on the podcast. Lastly, just tell the people watching, listening, what they should check out and where they can connect with you.
Just go to our website, poptop.uk.com, follow to our social media, just watch what's going on there. Find me on LinkedIn, connect with me on LinkedIn. There will be a lot of exciting updates in the coming days, especially if you want to have a celebration. There will be a lot of inspiring stories and ideas for you. So go to website, check what we have there. There will be more stuff really soon, so keep coming back. And we promise you'll be excited and inspired.
Well, I think that sums up how I'm feeling. I'm excited about.
Let's have a party now.
Let's have a party now. Let's get the American barbecue on. No, truly inspiring, Eugene. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to come and chat with me on the podcast.
Thank you, Carl. Thank you.
Loved it. Lots of value in this
one.
Thank
you very much.
So from myself and Eugene, this has been Founder Sessions, and thank you.
Thank you.